really better the next day. But if you want to learn how to make these, keep watching this video. And then later on in this video, but towards the beginning, like after this point, I'm also going to say please keep watching this video. Oh, really good. I've been so obsessed with baking cookies nearly every single day because I've just been wanting cookies every single day and my green smoothie with my green smoothie. These are the best chocolate chip cookie recipe that's completely vegan, completely free of cholesterol, free of gluten, and refined sugar. I mean, depending on what kind of sugar you use vegan sugar, by the way, because lots of white sugar is processed with animal bones. Ew, that's so gross. Actually, you know, it's so funny. I was in improv class one time and we were doing a scene and it was like in a bakery or something like that. And I was talking about like children's bones being ground up in the cupcakes. And then the improv teacher had to stop me because it was getting dark, which is so funny because that's what's actually in white sugar. And I didn't even know that at the time. And I was actually vegan at the time and I still am. But I was even vegan and I had no clue that there were bones in most sugars, in most sweeteners. Like, it's so gross. It's processed with animal bones. And it's funny because he had to stop me because it was dark, even though that's what we support when we buy. Like, that's so dark. It is dark. So why would you support that? So make sure it's a vegan sweetener. But these cookies are so good. So if you want to learn how to make them, please keep on watching. 1/4 of a cup to 1/2 a cup, depending on your preference, of coconut sugar or any vegan sweetener of your choice. 3 tablespoons of applesauce. 2 tablespoons of plant milk. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1 cup and a half of oat flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, and vegan chocolate chips, of course. Chocolate itself is vegan, but there's a lot of chocolate chips out there that have animal products such as dairy in them. So just make sure you read the ingredients before buying them or before putting them in your cookies. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'm not gonna be nice about it no more. Who wants cookies?
In a medium to wet size bowl. Wow, I just said that. In a medium or a large size bowl, add all of the wet ingredients in. Add sugar. Add applesauce. Add plant milk. And add vanilla. Mix together until all of those ingredients become one.
So you see, Tommy, I just gotta have the cookies. They're part of who I am.
Then in that same bowl, add flour, add baking powder, and add baking soda. Mix together until all of those ingredients become one. Fold in as little or as much chocolate chips as you want into the cookie dough. Now line a baking sheet with parchment paper. I prefer having unbleached parchment paper, but this is what I had on hand. While you're shaping the dough, it helps if your hands are a bit damp because this dough in particular tends to stick to your hands. So when your hands are a bit damp, it doesn't stick as well. And it also helps to wet the tops of the cookies to smooth them out a bit. So just dip your fingers in water and smooth out the cookies so there's not so much texture to them. And this doesn't affect the taste or the final product of them whatsoever. It just makes them look more aesthetically pleasing. Bake the cookies for 8 minutes if you want them to be soft throughout, or bake for 12 minutes if you want them to be soft with a crunchy outside. Well, it's not super crunchy. There's definitely a difference between the 8 minutes and the 12 minutes, but if you want a little bit of a slight crunch, a crisp to the outside of them, then bake them for the 12 minutes. Once your timer is up, take them out of the oven, and if you baked them for 8 minutes, definitely let them cool for a few minutes, because if you don't, then they'll easily separate and they won't completely form. So no matter the amount of time you bake them for, let them cool for about 10 minutes. That's how you make the best vegan chocolate chip cookies that are gluten-free, and they're oil-free. I forgot to talk about that in the beginning, but they're oil-free as well, and depending on the vegan sweetener that you use, they're refined sugar-free as well. I just wanted to share this recipe with you because I've been making these cookies nearly every single night, as you know, and I've been posting them all over my Instagram, from on my posts to on my stories, and I just love these so much, and I've been asked for the recipe, so I wanted to make a video on it because these have been my all-time favorite, my go-to, my snack, my dessert, my go-to with my green smoothie, with my tonic, even though I can't talk. There's just something about chocolate chip cookies with green smoothies. You have to try it. It's like a dream. It's like the perfect combination, the perfect duo. You have to try it. Try this recipe out and let me know what you think about it. And also share it with me on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, but Snapchat's dead, but I'm still on there. Share your creation of these cookies with me because I want to hear what you have to say about them, your thoughts, what your taste buds think about them, and maybe even tag me on a photo on Instagram. This cookie is falling apart on me because it's so moist. So moist. Like this video if you like it, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification button because unfortunately the notification button isn't, the subscription button, subscribing just isn't enough for YouTube these days. I can't talk, I just blended a bunch of words all together like in a blender or a food processor that you can also use to blend these cookies. You wouldn't blend them, but to mix these cookies to make the cookie batter. Cookie dough. Batter is for cake. Let me know if you make this cookie recipe and let me know what you think about it on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, or just here in the comments because I want to hear from you. And also let me know what other recipe you want to see from me next, what you want to see me make in a very, very healthy way because I've been trying this gluten-free life out, even though I completely messed up because I had a lot of barley, and I love barley. It's so good. It has like the best consistency and texture, and it's so filling. It's full with so much fiber, but the only thing is that it has gluten in it. So my gluten-free life isn't so much of a life. It's more of a gluten-free vacation, free of gluten on my vacation, because I totally messed up and went back home where there is gluten, but now I need to come back on my vacation. But I'm trying to be gluten-free because I'm trying to fix my skin texture issues, and I don't know if it's working now because I went off of it by accident. But anyway, these are really, really good, and I just want to hear from you what you think about them and what other recipe you want to see from me next. Love a good cookie container, and the cleanup is like nothing whatsoever depending on how you are in the kitchen.